The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both the TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled, that's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
Wow. I am still a little bit in shock that I got the 3-peat this early on in the series. This is great, and it will be forever immortalized on the scoreboard, both in a tick on my side of the board and in Deathstroke Archfiend's Tentacles and Terror King Archfiend's Crown at the top of the scoreboard to make the first doodles of the scoreboard. I'm really excited. I am now officially 1 win away from tying up the series with Alex, which I did not expect to be happening, certainly not this early in the series. To be fair, that episode I think I was carried by 2 things. One of those things was deck building, and the other was Alex Simo. If we're going to be honest with each other, Alex has a little bit of a tendency to outplay himself, to overthink through moves, and to get himself into different situations than I feel like he would if he were not like trying to think so many moves ahead. And so that worked out for me this time around, but that's not something I can rely on. The deck building thing I'm very happy with. That deck turned out great, but I do want to give a point of growth around that. I noticed that while my deck building was generally great and the deck served me surprisingly well, Incandescent Ordeal, both games, nearly ruined the game for me. I had it sitting in my hand for a long time and I never got the legendary Flame Lord, and so it turned out not to be worth having that around. And I think that that makes sense because we were in a very fast-paced format, and in a fast-paced format, consistency is everything. You cannot play big bombs with no consistency if you are not even going to make it to the hard draw of the second part of that combo. So I need to think more about the pace of the game and whether big bombs that I'm not necessarily going to get the whole combo for immediately are going to be worth it as a result. If I'm seeing a faster game state probably going to be there, I'm going to focus more on single card power and being able to make pushes early in the game. And what a set we have coming up for you folks. Today is Invasion of Chaos, the set that really started Yu-Gi-Oh! As we know it. And Invasion of Chaos is great, but it's going to be different for us than it was in the TCG or than it was in Progression. Because of an extremely limited light pool, there's a good chance that Chaos as a strat is not going to be as strong as it has been in past things. Certainly Chaos Sorcerer is huge. Certainly a CED or a BLS would be insane, but there are more cards that I'm going to be looking for at the common and rare slot that fit more into strategies like Earth removal. So let's see what we get. Let's get into one of the best sets in Yu-Gi-Oh! History.
You know, I can't believe Robert's actually on a 3-win streak. When did that happen? I didn't even realize that until the last episode, so we need to put a stop to that ASAP. And Invasion of Chaos might be the set to do it. Most people remember this for the high power level in Chaos Emperor, Dragon, Blacklister, Soldier, Envoy at the beginning and end. And both of those cards are insane, but they're super high rarity. It would be an almost game-winning card if we can actually pull them out. But there's actually a lot of good cards in the low rarity slots as well, which I think will make for a very interesting episode. 24 packs. Let's go ahead and flip them up. See what we get in pack number 1. Oh, it's an ultra rare, but it's not the ultra rare we were looking for. Insect Princess. I don't think this card's good enough, but we do have some other cards here that are worth considering. Dralongo has always been a card I've loved from the anime. It's one of Merrick's cards. It's an okay card. 1600 attack isn't bad. It can actually attack the opponent directly if the circumstances arise. This could be playable. Sea Serpent Warrior of Darkness is your typical 1800 vanilla. And then Balloon Lizard is a 1900 point defender that we put a counter fire on during each of our standby phases, and when it's destroyed, inflict damage to the controller of the card that destroyed it equal to the number of counters times 400 points. So if Robert does end up destroying this and it's been on the field for a couple of turns, he's actually going to take a pretty significant amount of damage in the process. That's what I like to see. Terror King Salmon, I guess a sentence I never thought I would be putting together, is a 2400 vanilla. The only reason that matters is because it can get over the 2k defenders with ease. Anytime we have a tribute monster in a set that basically has no downside, it's probably going to be playable for sealed showdown. Also, zero gravity, change the battle positions of all face-up monsters on the field. So if Robert is staying on a bunch of 2k defenders or something like that, we can actually zero gravity him, put them to attack, and be able to hopefully hit over them. Wow, we need to see more packs like this because this is spectacular. Mad Dog of Darkness, 1900 vanilla, so no downside, probably the top of the stat line there. Smashing Ground, prime removal in this format, and honestly, I want to see a playset of this no matter what. And then Chaos Sorcerer. This is the incentive to play lights and darks, and it comes in at common. Again, I want to see a playset of this because this is going to be a huge difference maker if we can get the pulls. Second Mad Dog of Darkness, not going to complain, also has the dark attribute, which is nice because that way it actually synergizes with Chaos Sorcerer. And then we also have Gale Lizard. This is a card that's probably going to go in no matter what. Target one monster your opponent controls, return that target to the hand. This is Hane Hane, but on a 1400 attack point body. Being able to get rid of those walls or those Chaos Sorcerers or something just a pain to deal with. This is a pretty good removal tool. It doesn't destroy the card, but it's not bad. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Robert, I am so sorry, my friend. Get fucked. Chaos Emperor Dragon on the 5th pack. We have to go Chaos. I mean, that basically was already decided when we got Chaos Sorcerer anyway, but Chaos Emperor Dragon, that's game winning. This card is so good. And it gets even better too because we got Matasa the Zapper, which is a 1300 attack monster that can actually attack twice. I don't know if that's super relevant, but it's not bad. Stealth Bird is a 1700 point defender that if we flip it up, it deals 1000, then we can set it back down and do it again next turn. And Death Kangaroo is like an okay monster. Honestly, I mean, this pack's not bad, but Chaos Emperor Dragon, this took this way over the top. Hell yes. Third Mad Dog of Darkness. I can't believe we actually have a playset of this. That's incredibly strong, knowing that we have Chaos monsters as well. Blazing Impachi's an 1850 vanilla, and then Chaos Necromancer is an interesting card. It gains 300 attack for each monster in our graveyard. So if the games go a little bit long, as long as we have 7 monsters engraved, this thing actually can hit over 2k defenders. I think Soul Tiger's in here though, so we might need one more because I think that's a 2100 defender. Unfortunately, man, the stat lines just keep getting bigger and bigger.
All right, first pack, what do we got? Trap Jammer as the super. Trap Jammer is okay. The problem with it is it only works during the battle phase, but there's a card I'm much more excited for here. Hyper Hammerhead. It's basically bad Grand Mole, but bad Grand Mole is still Grand Mole. If Alex sets a monster, I can just run into it with Hyper Hammerhead, and I either destroy the monster that Alex has set, or it's going to go back to his hand and he still loses the field presence. This card is going to be really good for tempo, and is also going to be good if Alex drops like a Chaos Bomb and he doesn't have the cards in the graveyard to facilitate getting it back on the field. So I'm glad to see this card. We have DNA Transplant. This card is going to be a really good counter to the Chaos strategy, if that's going to be something Alex is on. If I'm really on that Earth Banish strategy, then I expect that I'm going to be playing this card to counter whatever Alex is bringing to the board. A Compulsory Evacuation Device. This card is great. I don't need to tell y'all how good this is. I'm glad to see it. I hope I get 2 more of it. Other than that, a couple of cards that I want to check into. Let's see. Crimson Ninja. I vaguely remember having a decent strategy. It is a anti-trap card, which could be pretty good. I don't know if the trap cards in this set are super worth it, but I do know that the trap cards that are in this format are very good for a burn strat. Speaking of which, here is Tower of Babel, a card that punishes the activation of spell cards. Granadora is also funny. It's basically a 1900 beater where the downside is when it goes to the graveyard, you take 1000 life points of damage. I know it's more complicated than that, but that's effectively what it is for our series. Insect Princess. RIP. Okay, that wasn't the best ultra rare I could have pulled, but Giga Gaga Gigo is one of the best commons that I could have pulled. This guy's got 2450 attack points, which makes him the highest attack point monster that is not exactly CED or BLS in this. So very good card. Cursill of the Forbidden Spell is interesting. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be countering Alex's spell cards. I'm reading this again, and it's your opponent cannot activate spell cards with that name for the rest of the duel. So this is going to be a really good good counter for Smashing Ground. So I'm going to be on the lookout for more copies of this, and we'll see what my spell lineup looks like, but this might actually really be worth it to lock Alex out of one of the best cards in the set. We've got Stray Lambs, which is like kind of bad scapegoat. I've got a Terror King Salmon, which is a 2400 beater. Not much to speak about in this pack. Hack number 6, Enraged Battlelocks, very good for the Earth Banish strategy. Pinch Hopper doesn't have any payoffs in here. Chaos Necromancer is kind of a funny card. 300 attack for every monster in your graveyard. I'm trying to do math in my head. If you have 7 monsters in the graveyard, this becomes a 2100 attack point monster. That's not terrible. Also, Blasting the Ruins, I believe, is a solid burn card. If you have 30 or more cards in your graveyard, you deal 3,000 damage. So if somebody wants to go on a stall strat and just set 3 of this card, then that is a potential burn strat that exists. Oh my god, and self-destruct button. Self-destruct button is in this set. Oh my god, this card is just absolute nonsense. It is an instant tie to a game that you're losing significantly. I sure hope neither of us chooses to go with that card. Hack number 7. What do we got? Another Compulse. Glad to see it. Stealth Bird is an interesting card. Neo Bug is also, I believe it's an 1800 beater. Yeah, 1800, 1700 is a respectable stat line, and it is an earth monster. There's Zero Gravity, another really good card in this set. Soul Tiger is a 2100 defender, which is pretty solid. Dark Triceratops is also a pretty good tribute summonable monster. It deals piercing damage. Ryukoki is actually a potential out for BLS, which is pretty sick. It is generally just a solid card across the board. Yeah, this is an alright pack. Not going to complain about this one, and another DNA Transplant to counter the Chaos strat.
Well, there's our 4th Mad Dog of Darkness. Unfortunately, we can only play 3 of it. Pinch Hopper's a little bit interesting. If it's destroyed and sent to the... Actually, if it's just you control and it gets sent to the graveyard, you can special summon an insect monster from your hand. We did pull that Insect Princess, but I'm not sure if that's even worth the payoff for doing that. And then Freed the Brave Wanderer in the super rare slot. We do need lights for the Chaos synergy, so that is important. You can banish 2 light monsters from grave, target a face-up monster on the field with higher attack than Freed, and just destroy it. That's removal. And so this card's not bad. It does come at the cost of banishing lights, which we do need for Emperor and Chaos Sork, but honestly, 1700, not bad. Second Smashing Ground, really happy to see it. Man, things are really coming together this episode. You know, I did say that the level 4s cap out at 1900, but that's wrong because Berserk Gorilla is at 2000 level 4. It just has to attack every single turn. That's the only downside, but honestly, in this series, that may not be too bad. Dedication through Light of Darkness is cool, but I don't know if it's playable. Soul Tiger, though, 2100 defender, not too bad. Overall, this pack's pretty good. Very important pack here, not only because we got a second Chaos Sorcerer, but our first copy of Sacred Crane. This is just a 1600 level 4 that if it's special summoned, we get to draw a card. I'm not sure if that's going to come up, but honestly, it doesn't matter. It's a light. We need good lights to be able to facilitate chaos, and so this is one of the better ones. I mean, there's other stuff like the Ojamas if we absolutely are desperate for lights, but I'd rather have Sacred Cranes, to be honest. Yes, that's what I wanted. Compulsory Evacuation Device. Just having a few copies of this is nice. Being able to bounce a card back to hand. It's Gale Lizard, but in a trap, so it doesn't cost a summon on our end, so that's pretty good. Both of these cards are probably good enough to make the main deck, to be honest.
Oh, D-Mock. Oh, man. Okay, this card is really cool. I don't know how good it's going to end up being. It's a pretty solid counter for the Chaos strat. That's definitely true. It gets you back a spell card from your graveyard, which if I get a free Smashing Ground, that's pretty solid. I'm not going to complain about this card. BLS being my favorite card aside, it would have been nice to see the BLS. It could potentially still happen, but this card is so good. D-Mock is a great payoff for my deck, and so I am not going to complain about seeing it, especially if I get a few Smashing Ground. Zero Gravity, another card in this pack that's great, and another Giga. Gren Maju Daiza is a pretty good payoff for any strat that's going to be banishing cards a lot. Any of you who have played that OTK based deck is going to remember this card. Gets pretty beefy, and Chain Disc would be good later on in the series, but you know, not going to make a difference in this set. Balloon Lizard is a really good card for the burn strat. We've got another Tower of Babel, which is sick. Not a lot to talk about. Molten Zombie is kind of funny because if it gets summoned from the graveyard, you draw a card, but not good for this set. And that's my third Zero Gravity, so I've got a pretty good set of battle tricks to work with here. All right, next pack, Sea Serpent Warrior of Darkness. Great to see for the water strategy. Fenrir is really cool because he's basically Yatagarasu. He has to destroy a monster by battle, which is not great, but there are some opportunities for him to do that. I'm tripping when it comes to DNA Transplant, by the way. It does not work against the Chaos strat. I thought this is just probably a remnant from my Playground Yu-Gi-Oh days. I thought that it changed the attribute of monsters in your graveyard as well. That's too bad. Oh well. Next pack, another Gren Maju, a Chaos Sorcerer. There's my very first one. Maju of the 10,000 Hands is surprisingly one of our best light targets for Chaos, even though it is a 1400 attack point monster, essentially, that doesn't get its effect. The light pool in this set is really, really deeply bad. So if we're going to be seeing Chaos Sorcerers, we might need to be running this card. Lee Kunga is also pretty funny if you are on a water-related strategy. You can banish monsters from your grave to get tokens, which is pretty cute. There's another Cursill, the Forbidden Spell, so that's going to be, once again, really solid for getting rid of Alex's Smashing Grounds. Prickle Fairy has 2,000 defense and is an Earth monster, and there he is, the payoff for the Earth Strat Gigantus. This card is a 1900 beater that you summon by banishing an Earth monster from your graveyard, and if it's destroyed, it's Heavy Storm, which is pretty sick. Another Ryukoki, another Balloon Lizard, and another Soul Tiger. Generally fairly good cards, but still no Smashing Ground. I'm not feeling great about that so far. Next pack there. Holy, oh my goodness. Wow, a CED and a Smashing Ground. I'm honestly, so the irony here is that I'm honestly more excited to see the Smashing Ground. The light pool in this set is so deeply bad that it just kind of feels bad to run CED. Can I complain about it? No, it's fucking CED. Chaos Emperor Dragon, the man himself, the terror of the early progression series. But the light cards in this are highly sus. I might even have to like run something like freaking Sasuke Samurai. No, actually that's really terrible because your opponent has the potential to draw. The light pool is really bad in this set, folks. I cannot emphasize enough how bad the light cards we have are. I also called him a man, but we actually don't know the gender of Chaos Emperor Dragon. Chime off in the comments. What gender do you think this incredible eldritch world destroying dragon is? DD Designator is kind of a cute super rare. If I know that Alex is on Chaos, there's a potential that I can knock something out of his hand, but more importantly, Compulse and another Gigantus, and a Spirit of the Pot of Greed is a light monster that doesn't really have a downside other than it being a level 1, basically 0 attack, 0 defense light monster, which compared to Sasuke Samurai number 7 is actually pretty okay as far as the light pool is concerned. Oh boy, this set is a weird one. Let's move on.
Another solid pack, a third Smashing Ground rounds out our playset, Blazing Impachi for 1850 attacker, a third Gale Lizard as well, and then we have Enraged Battle Ox. This could actually synergize quite well with our Berserk Gorilla because if it attacks, it'll actually be able to do piercing as well, and Enraged Battle Ox is 1700 by himself, so he's pretty formidable. This pack has some more 2400 one tribute monsters. We have Ryukoki and Dark Triceratops. Ryukoki is a card that a lot of people remember from the zombie decks of the old days. At the end of the damage step, if it battled a warrior or spellcaster, destroy that monster, so that's pretty relevant. It's better than just playing Terror King Salmon because at least it actually has an effect. Second Enraged Battle Ox, that's not too bad. I kind of wish this was a Berserk Gorilla, but honestly, it could be worse. Another Balloon Lizard as well. Giga Gaga Gigo is actually technically the best one tribute monster here because it's 2450. It's just a vanilla, so it doesn't have an effect. And then Be Gone Knave is a continuous trap. If a monster inflicts battle damage to a player, return that monster to the hand. So this is a very, very strong control tool and can actually slow games down significantly. Oh, shit! We got the BLS too! Fuck me! That is insane! Oh my god, we have to find a way to play all of these now. I can't believe we got both. One was enough, and honestly, Chaos Emperor is harder to pull. I can't believe we got both of them, dude. Are you kidding me? That's insane! Also, fifth Mad Dog of Darkness. That's pretty funny. I kind of wish this was like actually something playable, because there's a lot of good rares in this set. God damn, that's good. Third Chaos Sorcerer is pretty important because it rounds out our full Chaos lineup. Oh my god. We need more Sacred Cranes. We're kind of low on the light department, so let's hope for the best. A Hero Emerges is actually an interesting card. If an opponent's monster declares an attack, your opponent chooses a card in your hand at random, and if it's a monster that can be special summoned, you just special summon it out. Otherwise, you send it to the graveyard. Now, obviously, this can backfire too, because if you're playing stuff like Chaos monsters, you don't want that to get out of your hand, but it's a way to get more monsters on the field rather quickly, and so if you don't have those monsters, this card's not bad.
Guardian Angel Joan is a light monster, and not a terrible one at that. With a 2,700 attack point stat line, 2,800, even better, and the ability to gain yourself back some life points when you destroy a monster by battle. Pretty solid. Committing 2 monsters for a tribute summon is not ideal in a format with Compulse and Smashing Ground in it, but if I can protect it with a Cursill, the Forbidden Spell, maybe worth it. And there's another Balloon Lizard in case I need to go for the stall burn strat, which could be more solid than I was thinking it was with CED in the mix. Next pack, a Berserk Gorilla, really good for the Earth strat, another Smashing Ground. Thank goodness I have at least 2 of this card and Gigantus. So I think that's my playset of Gigantus. I have 2 Smashing Ground, 1 Berserk Gorilla. Pretty solid stuff right now. Next pack, another Likunga, another Giga Gaga Gigo. Other than that, not a lot to talk about here. Curse of Darkness is a funny bird card. Oh, there's another Chaos Orc and another Manju. Curse of Darkness, if I remember correctly, is another punish for activating spells. Yeah, so it is a burn card, an anti-spell burn card, which is pretty solid. And a Yellow Luster Shield, which increases monsters' defense. I'm not going down that road again, folks. I'm not doing it. Chaos Orc, glad to see it. All right, just a couple of packs left. The things I'm looking for, just more light targets, 1 last Chaos Sorcerer and 1 last Smashing Ground. Other than that, I really can't complain about this opening. There's another Smashing Ground. Ask and you shall receive. Last 2 packs. Let's see if I can get my 3rd Chaos Sorcerer to make the Chaos strat really worth running. Alevia Dragon Daedalus. Not an ultra rare I would have really looked for in this set, but there it is. I think you have to use Yumi to get his effect, and we don't even have ALO in this set. He's a 2600 beater, and that's about all there is to say about this card. It would have been really nice if we had ALO in this set. All right, folks, last pack. What are we gonna grab? No way. No way. Oh, this is... What is with this set and double CED? So for those of you who don't know the story, not only did Gage pull double CED in progression, but he actually pulled double CED in a test opening that he did before that episode of progression. And the exact same thing just happened to me. If you haven't seen it on my Twitter, I did a test opening of this set earlier this week and I got double CED in there too. Holy crap. Wow. Am I just going to play just like degenerate CED burn? I have no idea where I'm going with this, but double CED, double Chaos Orc is probably going to be involved somehow. Let's get into deck building and we'll see, I guess.
I can't believe we got another Secret Rare. Are you serious? This could have been a second Chaos Emperor Dragon. Unfortunately, though, it is the other secret, Invader of Darkness. This card's not very good. It just makes it so your opponent can't activate quick play spells. Sick art. I've always loved how this card looks, but imagine opening an IOC pack and seeing this instead of a Chaos Emperor. That would just be so depressing. Yes, second Compulse. Very happy to see that in the last few packs here. We might as well send it because we only have a few more to go. Let's hope for the best. I mean, I don't think it could get any better. That's like our 9,000th copy of Mad Dog of Darkness. I think we only have 1 Sacred Crane though so far, so I'd really like to see a couple more in the last part of the opening here. Let's flip them up. I think, oh, there's our Sacred Crane. Good. I think that's our 3rd Matasa the Zapper as well. That's actually kind of nutty. Last pack, ladies and gentlemen, this opening has been surreal. Flip them up. Nothing too great in the close, but I really can't complain. I got a Chaos Emperor Dragon. I got a BLS. We have probably one of the best sets of pulls going into an episode ever. I guess we have to draw those cards too, but I digress. It does not matter. We have a lot of work to do.
I was expecting jank. This is a whole other level. And for those of you who were expecting that after Dark Crisis, I was going to begin building coherent decks, I am sorry. This is a whole new level of bad, because I can't not run CED, right? But I didn't get any Sacred Cranes, nor did I get any Mad Dog of Darkness. And the result of that is that my best light targets are Manjus of the 10,000 Hands and gets Fuma. That's not a lot to work off of. So this is really what it is it's really just earth control with some light and dark things tossed into it to maybe hopefully drop a CED on Alex. There are some really cool strategies in IOC, but because I've got such jank in the way of monsters, I can't really afford afford any more bricks than I'm going to be subjecting myself to anyway. As you can see, speaking of which, I have Demok in the side deck because it's a 2 tribute monster that if it gets compulsed, I'm boned. It gets you back a spell card, but at best that's going to be a 2-for-1 with a smashing ground. And just, it's a dark target. And dark monsters are much less few and far between than light monsters. And so it just was not worth it, as were a lot of other very cool spell or trap cards that existed in this set that I just can't afford to run. So I'm just doing the best monster lineup I can come up with, and then a very solid spell and trap lineup. So going through the card by card, I have double CED, double Chaos Sorcerer. These are my Chaos monsters. I feel really bad. And they just feel really bad because these are bricks until I can get a light and a dark in the grave. And I have as many light monsters available to me as I have Chaos monsters. And one of them is Guardian Angel Joan, who is a 2 tribute. I am hoping my best case scenario is if I have Joan in my hand and I have to drop a CED early, at least that puts Joan in the graveyard for maybe a Chaos Sorc later. This card, if I can stick it, is spectacular. It's got 2,800 attack points, which is a fair number, and it gains me life points when it attacks. It is a house, but there's so much removal in this set that I don't really expect to stick this card for long. We've got Monju's because that's the highest attack point light monster that I have available to me. Double Ryukoki to start off my dark targets, 2 Getsufuma. These cards are just really, really good in terms of battle. Ryukoki has 2,400, 2,000, which makes it good into 0 gravity, and also instantly destroys warriors and spellcasters when battling. Getsufuma has the same effect except with fiends and zombies. So they're dark monsters. I have 1 Death Kangaroo because he's good with 0 gravity, and Stealth Bird is not. I have 2 Stealth Bird. I do have 3 total in my collection, but I figured only 2 is probably the better way to go because they've got dinky stats that are only really going to be good if I can continue stalling for a little while. They actually have a better counterpart as far as my deck is concerned in the form of 3 Balloon Lizard to play into my 3 Gigantus. Honestly, CED is in this set, but for the purpose of these games, Gigantus is probably the best monster we're going to have available to us. He's a 1900 beater who special summons from your hand at the cost of 1 Earth monster from your graveyard, and if he gets destroyed, he's Heavy Storm. Pretty sick card overall. I'm very excited to have gotten 3 of this, and this is probably the only reason why this deck is going to really make any kind of showing today. Speaking of Earth targets, I have a Berserk Gorilla, a Neobug, and 2 Soul Tiger, and 1 Hyper Hammerhead. Hyper Hammerhead is a pretty hype card. Bouncing monsters in defense position back to your opponent's hand without it being destroyed, and then if your opponent runs it over, it still loses them tempo. That's going to be pretty sick to have around. I wish I got more of them. And then finally, 2 Blazing Apache. I need beat sticks. This deck just needs some decent monsters, and Blazing Apache is the closest I'm gonna get. Going into the spell trap cards, I have a really, really good set of those. I've got 3 Smashing Ground, triple Compulse, triple 0 Gravity, 2 Energy Drain, and 1 Trap Jammer. Trap Jammer is gonna be really good in this set if I can stick it. I imagine Alex is going to wait until I go into the battle phase to use either 0 Gravity or Compulse, and it's going to be really, really good into Energy Drain. So this card is going to be just overall very solid, I predict. And that's pretty much what we got. Not a lot to say else about this deck. My side deck is just a bunch of various jank. I have a bunch of like beat stick things in case I'm finding some of my more stally tactics aren't working out. I want to be able to go on the aggressive and not rely on my chaos monsters as much. Got Demok because it's good into the chaos strat. I've got Witch Doctor of Chaos because it's a dark monster that's also good into the chaos strat. And here comes the bean. Oh, there she is. Just making sure to mess up all my audio right there. And then after that, I've got 2 Primal Seed. Primal Seed is pretty good with Chaos Emperor Dragon. It's really going to be good if Alex gets a BLS or a CED of his own. I don't expect he's going to summon CED without using its effect, but if he leaves it on the field, this card basically gets me back 2 of my banished monsters, which is pretty sick. 2 Soul Absorption in case he gets on one of the good burn strats this set to just give myself a little bit of extra life. Stumbling in case my stall strat looks like it's going to really, really pay off. I want to be able to slow down Alex's moves so I can get things like Balloon Lizard counters or Stealth Bird flips. And then finally, 2 Cursill, the Forbidden Spell. I couldn't find a good reason to put this in the main deck, but if I've got enough spells in for my side deck and if Alex is running enough spells, it's just a really, really solid card. That's pretty much what I got for this. This is a rough deck. I'm gonna be very surprised if I come away from today with the dub. 2 Chaos Emperor Dragon, take the wheel.
I just can't believe it. I still cannot believe we pulled not only BLS, but Chaos Emperor Dragon. Now, this may not be as good as you might think because unfortunately, crazy. While Invasion of Chaos is a crazy set, the set itself doesn't exactly lend itself very well to the Chaos synergies, and so we'll talk about that. And this is the deck we are bringing to today's duel. It's definitely not what I was expecting to bring, but we'll go ahead and do the card by card. So first up is Berserk Gorilla, just a 2000 attack normal summon that has to attack every single turn. Unfortunately, if it's in face-up defense position, it gets destroyed. That's a pretty big downside, actually, and there's a reason I actually may want to cut this, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Next up, Blacklister Soldier, Chaos Emperor. These are our win conditions. I think Chaos Emperor Dragon more so than BLS, but Chaos Emperor Dragon is just insane. This card is so powerful. We are using the pre-errata text for anyone wondering, just because it's Chaos Emperor Dragon. We have to, right? We also have 2 Chaos Sorcerer. I do have 3, but again, I don't have like the best lights and darks, and so I decided 2 might just be enough. And speaking of which, Freed the Brave Wanderer is our first light. Not a terrible card. 3 copies of Gale Lizard, just always set Robert back on tempo. Seems pretty good. It's also 1400. It's not like the worst attacker. It's fine. We have a Ryukoki as a 2400 tribute summon. It also is a dark, so it does have chaos typing. 2 Sacred Crane. Honestly, this card is terrible, but it's a light, so we kind of have to play it. The other light options we have are Ojama Yellow, Ojama Black, I think Spirit of the Pot of Greed, and just like other cards that are just never going to come up, like Sasuke Samurai number 3, Guardian Angel Joan. The options in the light department are not good, which is why we have to play the bare minimum. I'm main decking a Stealth Bird. I'll come back to this. 3 Blazing Inpachi as an 1850 normal summon. We have 1 Giga Gaga Gigo. I'm playing this over Dark Triceratops because it's 50 more attack, but it's also a vanilla for Heart of the Underdog, which we'll talk about momentarily. 3 Mad Dog of Darkness. This is one of the best cards we have. 1900 vanilla. It's a dark as well. 4 stars, everything we could ever want. And then 3 copies of Soul Tiger coming in as a 2100 point defender. Not too bad, but then the spells is where this gets very interesting. So 2 copies of DD Borderline. This is a card in my eyes that's always been very abusable, but it's never really had the opportunity to show itself, but today may be that opportunity. This card reads, while there are no spells in your graveyard, neither player can conduct their battle phase. So if I'm able to open this card, there is almost little to no chance Robert's going to be able to remove it from the field. I think the only card that realistically can do it, aside from Chaos Emperor Dragon, is something like Gigantes, and I think that may be it. There's not a lot of spell and trap removal in this format, so the plan is to basically stall out the game until we draw Chaos Emperor Dragon, and we'll probably just win the game as a result of that. And this is going to help us achieve that. Since there's very few ways to remove it, we basically are going to have full control over when that is. And once we get to Chaos Emperor Dragon, we just summon him and we just nuke the board and probably just win, because if this has been up for like 10 turns, we're gonna have a ton of cards in our hand, a ton of cards on the field, and that may just be enough. So we'll see how it goes. We also have 2 Heart of the Underdog. This is in here because I wanted to find a way to draw into Chaos Emperor Dragon as quickly as possible, and this card's going to allow us to do that. During your draw phase, when you draw a normal monster, you can reveal it, draw 1 more card. This effect actually stacks, so if we draw a Blazing Inpachi and then draw a Gaga Gigi Gaga, whatever the hell it is, then we can actually keep going until we don't hit a non-normal monster. So there's a chance we could dig through our deck rather quickly. I'm only playing 10 normals, but honestly, that's a pretty good number for this card. 3 Smashing Ground as the best removal in the format. 3 Stumbling. Again, we're trying to play a slow game here, so any monster that is normal summon, flip summon, or special summon is changed to defense position. What I like about this is that we could go turn 1, summon a monster, activate Stumbling, and anything Robert tries to throw at us immediately goes to defense, so we maintain initiative, but unfortunately, if he has a way to out it, the initiative gets flipped. But another slow card, I am just trying to get to Chaos Emperor Dragon, which there's only 1 of, so it's going to take time, and cards like Stumbling are going to ensure that Robert's not going to be able to just OTK me out of nowhere. And then for the trap cards, 1 Begone Knave. If a monster inflicts battle damage to a player, return that monster to the hand. Again, another card to slow Robert down. If we have both of these up, he has to wait a turn to attack, then if he attacks, it's going to get bounced back to hand if he's attacking me directly. That seems awful. We have 2 Compulse as well, just to bounce stuff back. 1 Energy Drain. This is a card that gives a monster 200 attack and defense for each card our opponent currently has in their hand. A neat little battle trick. It may come up. I figured I'd play it. And 3 Zero Gravity. Change the battle positions of all face-up monsters on the field. So this is a way to get through the large attackers or the large defenders as well. If we don't get our stall card set up, this is going to be a nice card to change the dynamics of battle and the like. And so that's also why we're playing Stealth Bird. Stealth Bird is like our secondary win condition, because if we're drawing all these cards not getting to Emperor, but we hit a Stealth Bird's going to be able to flip itself back up, do 1000 damage, and flip itself down. And with cards like DD Borderline and Stumbling face up, Robert's not going to be able to kill this because Smashing Ground won't take care of it. He'll need something like Compulse exactly to bounce this back to hand. So it's basically Wave Motion Cannon, but it's another way to get a clock on Robert when when we don't have Chaos Emperor Dragon. I don't know if it's going to work. I'll be very curious to see how it goes, but for the side deck, we do have some cards to adjust the strategy as necessary. 3 Crimson Ninja. This is Armed Ninja, but it actually destroys trap cards. So if Robert has multiple Begone Knave, we only pulled 1 of this. This is a way for us to be able to pop those in case this card is a problem. 2 Gigantes, if he might be on DD borderline as well. We are playing a pretty decent amount of Earth monsters, so this card's pretty nice, and I like it overall for that reason. We also have Matasa the Zapper. What I like about Matasa is that if we zero gravity 2 of Robert's monsters, we could then actually Matasa probably hit over both of them. Most of the high attack monsters have less than 1300 defense rather, and so it's a way to be able to hit over those and also hit into the 0 attack Soul Tiger and the like. So maybe it comes up, but Matasa's kind of weak. I didn't know what else to put in the side deck anyway. 2 Neobug. If we want to play more vanillas for Heart of the Underdog, this is also Earth's 4 Gigantes as well. 2 Curse of Darkness, a continuous trap that burns us for 1,000 every time we use a spell. This could be pretty bad with like a Smashing Ground or something, and this could actually put on a lot of pressure. And 3 Curse Seal of the Forbidden Spell. I'm playing a decent amount of spells that I could afford to if Robert's Smashing Grounds change this, and then he won't be able to Smashing Ground for the rest of the duel. It does require discarding a spell, but that may be worth it to keep him off Smashing Ground specifically. It's also pretty good because if he is on the DD borderline plan as well, we can use that to stop this if we are going first. Guys, that's gonna wrap it up for my deck. I am very curious to see how Robert pulled for this episode because this is gonna be a crazy one. This one's going to be nutty. There's gonna be BLSs and Emperor Dragons flying left and right. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time to duel. Robert, this is going to be a weird episode. I wasn't expecting this to play out the way I was thinking it might. Weird set, right? Invasion of Chaos definitely, you know, constructed wise, just like absolutely game breaking. But for sealed, I don't know about this one, buddy. How you feeling?
Yeah, this one's not gonna be one for the deck building history books, Alex.
Yeah.
Chaos is a apt word for what we're about to experience.
Yeah, I agree. It's fascinating because even though the Chaos monsters are so powerful, I mean, A, you had to pull them, but if you did, I'm going to assume that Chaos Sorcerer is at least in the mix here somewhere. If you did pull them, the lights and darks selection aren't exactly ideal for playing a Chaos
They're
strategy.
certainly not the chef's choice when it comes to monsters in this.
Yeah, so it's odd. I don't know. I just want to get into it and see what happens because this is going to be strange. You ready, buddy?
Sure.
Let's go for it and shout out the patron while we try to play rock paper scissors. I'm probably gonna butcher this because it's French, but shout outs to Jacques Le Brully. Thank you for the support, and I apologize that I butchered your name. You got the rock paper scissors, buddy. What are you feeling?
All right, I'm gonna go first.
Okay. I mean, seems like the opt choice. Good luck. See what you can do.
What on God's flat earth is going on here? This is a weird set, Alex.
Yep. This is a weird set.
I am going to
pass. I think that's the best thing.
That seems like a great move, Alex. I think you're absolutely right about that. I'm going to start off with an attack position monster in the form of Getsfuma.
Okay, sure. This is a pretty decent rare, I've heard.
It's pretty all right, and you know, it's dark. So it's got that going for it.
It does have that going for it. That's true.
I'm gonna set a couple of back row, and it's your go, Alex.
Okay, we'll draw. Anything in the standby phase?
Nothing in the standby phase.
All right, I'm gonna go to main 1. There's a couple things I should be worried about in the back row if I wanted to charge in here against this Getsfuma. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna lead with a Blazing Inpachi.
Ooh, a heck of a start. Okay.
It is not a fiend or zombie, so that's all I care about.
That.
We'll go to battle and hit in. Show me the rising energy.
Proceed to damage step, and
Let's see it, buddy.
Slap on that energy drain.
Or energy drain, sorry.
Yep.
This and rising energy look identical in their artwork, so I was assuming it's that.
They do very similar things. It gains 200 attack for every monster in your or card in your hand, which adds up to a grand in total attack boost.
Yep, so I will take 850 here, and my Inpachi will perish. And in the main phase 2, Robert, this is going to get interesting. I am going to activate DD Borderline.
Oh, while there are no
We can't
is a
conduct the
card
battle.
that makes it so that neither of us are going to be able to conduct our battle phase as long as I have no spell cards in my graveyard. This is a card that I've
Fascinating.
always looked at as a child and thought that this card just seemed very good, but then never was. And Sealed Showdown might be the opportunity to show this off. So
It
we'll see
might
how
be.
this goes. With that said, I already lost my Inpachi. Do I want to do anything else? I don't think so, so I think I will just pass the turn to you, buddy. Go ahead.
All right, Alex, I'm going to draw for turn, and in the main phase 1, I am going to, I will set a monster, and I will, what on earth is this format? I'm going to end my turn.
I'll draw. We'll go to main 1. I will set a monster as well, and I'll set a back row, and we'll pass it to you.
Well, Alex, you might regret that DD borderline. I'm gonna go to main
Am I?
phase 1. It's time for the bird. I'm gonna flip summon Stealth Bird.
Shit. Okay.
Eat
You
that
know, I knew
1,000.
this was a possibility. I am going to take the 1,000 here. Yep. All right. Well, I guess this is backfiring very quickly.
And
All right, sure.
Right back down he goes, and I'm going to set another monster, and it is your go.
Crap. Great. I'm glad I'm going to lose to my own card. Main 1. I can stop this, actually. And I think I'm probably... Can I? God, Stealth Bird's so good.
It's really solid. It's a good card, Alex.
You know, buddy, I'm just going to set one, and I'm just going to pass. Go ahead. Burn me away.
All right, I'm gonna draw for turn, and in the main phase 1, let's flip summon the boy.
I'll take the 1,000. I can't believe this. This
And
is
I'm gonna
hysterical.
set him back face down. It is your go, Alex.
I'll draw. Oh my god. Well, at this turn, at this rate, I'm on a 6-turn clock, so I have a little bit of time, I guess.
It's true.
Go ahead, buddy.
I'm gonna draw for turn, Alex.
Yep, flip
main
him up.
phase 1. Let's flip summon the boy,
I'm taking it.
and let's set the boy face down, and I'll set another monster. It's your go.
God, oh my god.
Is this
Main
really-
1. Yeah, this is how it's going. Go ahead, buddy. Maybe this is why no one played DD Borderline.
Main phase 1.
Flip
It's
him.
bird o'clock, buddy.
Yep, bird o'clock.
Set him back face down, and it's your go again.
Okay. Oh my god.
Where's that smashing ground when you need it?
So bad. I'm gonna set one, and I'll pass. Go ahead.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna draw for turn.
You having fun over there, buddy? You having fun?
I was stressing out so hard over the deck building. I had no idea what I was going to do. I had plans. I knew they were bad ones. I knew you were going to have bad plans too. I had nothing in my game plans that could have possibly prepared me for how this game is going right
Me neither, buddy. Me neither. Flip up the fucking bird. Let's
Here
go.
comes the bird.
Okay, take it.
Oh, thinking.
No, I said take it. Go.
Oh, okay.
Flip him back down. Flip him back down.
There goes the bird again, and I'm gonna.
There's
set a
no
background.
thinking required here. There's no thinking required
And
here.
my turn, Alex.
Draw. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. After 10,000 years, I have the smashing ground.
And the fun is over.
Yes, the fun is over. So borderline is up. However, we now can declare our battle phases because I now possess a monster or a spell card, excuse me, in my graveyard. Okay, I'm gonna bring out Blazing Inpachi.
There he is.
Battle phase, hit into the fucking bird.
What am I gonna do about this?
I know you have stuff that can stop this.
Is it worthwhile? Honestly, no, it's not. I'm gonna let the bird go.
Okay, the bird has fallen. Main phase 2, let's continue the fun. I'm gonna activate Stumbling and pass my turn.
Stumbling's a fun one. I'm gonna
Yep,
draw for
Stumbling's a
turn.
fun one. We're stumbling in this game, that's for fucking sure.
We are doing exactly that. What the hell is this hand?
This is what Sealed Showdown is all about. This is 100% what Sealed Showdown is all about. When the fuck would you ever see what has just transpired in the last 5 minutes occur in any other form of Yu-Gi-Oh? Go ahead.
true.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. Fucking Stealth Bird. Unbelievable.
no real reason for me to get impatient, I guess.
Yeah, you have 6 cards in hand and 8,000 life points. I think you're good, buddy.
I think I'm doing okay. I'm gonna set a back row, and it's your turn, I guess.
I'm shocked. I'll draw. All right. Let's go to battle and hit into, I don't know which fucking set I want to hit. Hit that one.
Okay, it is. Oh, you're gonna be real excited about this one, Alex. It is
I'm not.
Balloon Lizard.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Yep, that's a thing. Then main phase 2. Boy, this game just gets even more fun by the minute, doesn't it? I'm going to bring out Mad Dog of Darkness, which will get forced to defense by stumbling.
Not a bad idea.
And I'll pass the turn there. Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna draw for turn.
Balloon Lizard gets a counter, sir.
He does get a counter. That's
Which
kind
now,
of
if whoever destroys it is going to take 400 damage per counter. And with me at 2150, it's not looking great.
I need to remember what there is in this set that can interact with my plays. If there is something, except for fucking stumbling. Oh boy.
Stumbling's a great card, isn't it?
It is a card. I'll give that to you. I'm going to set a back row and end my turn again, Alex.
Shocker. All right, I'll draw.
An absolute
That
shocker.
actually, I think, helps me out tremendously. It's not bad. I'm going to smash the Balloon Lizard and take the 400.
And there goes 400.
I'm going to put Darkness to attack.
Okie dokie.
Let's hit into the next Balloon Lizard. Actually, I'm going to do with Mad Dog, so I don't take 50 damage here.
Okay, it is the greatest light monster in the common slot, Manju of the 10,000.
It is Manju. Gross. Okay. That means I actually should have taken 50 when I attacked the Balloon Lizard previously, so I'm going to do that now.
Okie doke.
I think I missed that previously. Okay, I'll attempt to swing for 1850.
Sure.
We actually got in. I'm
You
shocked.
actually
Okay.
did damage, Alex.
Now, second main, this would be great, except for the fact that I just put a light in your graveyard, and you probably have Chaos Sork or probably something much scarier, and I'm hoping that's not the case. So, yeah, we're going to have to deal with that disaster. I'll pass. Thankfully, stumbling, if it's a BLS, is actually not that bad.
Well, Alex, I hate to rain on your parade here, buddy.
What is it, buddy?
Banish a light in the dark.
What is it?
Oh, just a little lizard by the name of Chaos Emperor Dragon Envoy of the End, and I will
you
indeed
pulled this
declare priority.
Of course you pulled this bullshit. Yeah, I'm dead. Good game.
GG.
Not really. Well, that was fun. You got Chaos Emperor. Great. Fantastic. You mentioned in the side decking, you did not deal a single point of battle damage to me that was not self-inflicted from my own attacks.
You think
so,
you know the Magician's Force format? You were only a visitor to the Magician's Force format. I was born in it, molded in it. I didn't see battle damage until I was a man.
Shut up. Shut up. Oh my god. All right. Well, to be fair, I guess it wouldn't be an Invasion of Chaos episode if someone didn't get Chaos Emperor or BLS. So I guess it could have happened to one of us. Good luck, buddy. I get to go first at least this time, so maybe that'll change the dynamic a bit. I'm going to start by setting one. I'm going to set a back row, and I'm going to activate Heart of the Underdog and pass the turn to you.
That is cute. Heart of the Underdog, eh? Okay.
Interesting little card we've got.
It is an interesting little card we got. I'm going to main phase 1. I am going to set a monster and complete the T set and my turn.
All right, we'll draw. Anything in the standby.
Nothing in the standby.
Okay, main 1, I'm going to flip Gale Lizard and bounce your monster.
Ew. Okay. Yeah.
And then I'm going to normal summon Mad Dog of Darkness and try to get in for 33.
Ooh, that is going to hurt.
It's a lot.
Yep.
All right,
That's
we
a lot.
connected. Go ahead, buddy.
I am going to draw for turn. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to smash the puppy.
Okay, the puppy has fallen.
And I am going to set a monster and end my turn.
Okay. We'll draw. Don't want to keep the pressure going. What would you set? So I saw Balloon Lizard. There's Soul Tiger. Could be a Stealth Bird. Gale Lizard can't clear Stealth Bird. Blazing Inpachi can, though. So I'm going to run him out.
Okie dokie.
Let's try to hit.
Guess who?
He's back. That's pretty good. Yeah, the balloon lizard can stick around. Not much I can do. So I'll take 50 that I forgot to do last time. I'll go to the second main. I'll set one, and we'll pass it to you.
Okay, I will draw for turn. I get a counter on the boy.
You do.
You've used a Mad Dog of Darkness. The fact that you're running Heart of the Underdog tells me you've got a fairly decent vanilla lineup. Mad Dog of Darkness is by far the best out of the vanilla lineup. I am going to, in the main phase one, I'm going to set a monster and pass. Your go.
Sounds fine. I'll draw. Main one.
It was a very different game than game one.
Yeah, because I'm not losing to fucking Stealth Bird already. Yet.
Not
That
yet.
is. Not yet. Exactly. Precisely. Okay, so Balloon Lizard's doing a good job keeping me in check. Let's go to battle. Let's hit into this.
Alec, you know what's better than one balloon lizard?
Two Balloon Lizards!
Balloon Lizards.
Get the
I now
SpongeBob meme
have
for
a
that
total
one.
of one wave motion cannon on the field.
You do. You do. I take another 50 from that. Okay. Well, that's a thing. Second main. This is going to get very annoying to deal with. I'm going to smash your Balloon Lizard that already has a counter and take the 4.
Okay.
And then I'm going to set one and I'll pass.
Okay. I'm gonna draw for turn. Oh, that's a really good one. Oh, that's really good. How aggressive do I get right now? I feel like going pretty aggressive is worthwhile. I'm gonna start by adding a counter to Balloon Lizard. In the main phase one, I am going to banish a Balloon Lizard from my graveyard to summon Gigantus.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
Getting spicy. And I'm also going to normal summon a Death Kangaroo.
Oh, God. Okay, sure.
We're going to enter the battle phase, and I am going to attack into your Apache with Gigantus.
I know exactly what's going to happen when I do this, but I should probably do this now. I'm going to fire Energy Drain on my Apache on damage step.
I am going to Chain Trap Jammer.
Well, that's a card, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Yep. That will do it. Okay, so that resolves. I take 50 damage from this, and the Apache falls.
And I'll attack into the Gale Lizard.
I'll take 100 from that. Looking great. Things are fine.
Going much better than it started. I'm going to set a back row, and it's your go.
Okay. Draw. In the draw phase, I will revere Gaga Gigo and draw a card. So, Heart of the Underdog coming in clutch. I knew if that Gigantes did get popped, I had a feeling I was going to draw a normal monster immediately after this and just get punished. And wouldn't you know, that's exactly what happened. Okay, so main one here. So I'm going to start my turn by flipping this Gale Lizard, but I don't know what I want to bounce. Gigantes, you don't have another Earth, but as soon as I kill the Balloon Lizard, you can just get it back. So, like, that's not really accomplishing much. I could just bounce the Balloon Lizard and reset the counters, which is like fine. It's not the end of the world. Death Kangaroo, I don't really care about.
You sure, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to be fair, like there could be some shenanigans with that thing's effect, so I don't know. What am I most concerned with here? I guess the Gigantes is probably the call.
Okay. To my hand he goes.
So we'll bounce him. We'll sack it for the Giga Gaga Gigo.
Makes sense.
And we'll go to battle. I guess we'll just... actually, I'm going to set a card first. Then I'm going to go to battle.
Sounds good.
To avoid any energy drain shenanigans.
You don't have to worry about that, do you,
You
Alex?
never know. You never know. You never know. We'll hit.
Yeah, I'll take the 950 for that.
Okay, sounds good. It's a dark in your grave, which I don't like, but it is what it is. Second main, I will just pass the turn, buddy. Go ahead. Get that second counter on your Balloon Lizard.
I will get the second counter on my Balloon Lizard, and I'm gonna smash the boy.
Yeah, had a feeling. I mean, if you have him, you had him, so he
Yep.
goes.
And in my main phase one, I am going to set a monster, and it is your go.
So I know Gigantes is in hand. Double smashing's pretty good. I'll draw.
Pretty good.
Oh, boy. Well, we get to see one of the sets, I don't even want to call it good light monsters, because that would be a stretch, but Sacred Crane.
Sacred Crane is not a bad monster. That's true.
Come to the field and hit the set, which I'm going to bounce into another Balloon Lizard. I already know.
Oh, yeah, that's the call. I am going to zero gravity.
0 gravity, huh? Okay, so that will force the crane to defense and force your lizard to attack as well.
It will.
And unfortunately, I can't capitalize on the fact that that happened, so I will go to my second main, and I will just pass the turn. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. I am going to flip summon Stealth Bird.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go again. Yep.
And I am going to... Let's just attempt to hit in.
Okay, so you got another counter on the balloon lizard, by the way.
Oh, that's true. Thank you very much.
Yep. So hit here. I really care. It's probably fine. Okay, so this dies and then hit with balloon lizard for 500. Sure.
500 damage. And in the main phase 2, I am going to... So holy shit, Alex, it has been so long that I have just forgotten a basic rule of Yu-Gi-Oh! A monster that is attacked cannot change its battle position, right?
That is true. Yes.
Okay. In the main phase 2... Oh god, is this really the play? That seems really dangerous.
It's okay. I think you were just excited to be the first person in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! To attack someone directly with fucking balloon lizard.
Balloon lizard. Okay, if you attack over balloon lizard, that's not a lot of skin off your back. You get smash and ground in a monster, I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble. This card's going to be a brick to me if I let it sit for too long. I'm going to tribute 2 in the main phase 2.
What?
And normal summon Guardian Angel Joan.
Holy shit. Okay, I mean, I talked about light monsters. I mean, she's good, but she's 2 tributes. I never thought.
Tributes.
God.
And
okay.
because Balloon Lizard was not destroyed, nothing happens with all those counters I've built
Correct.
up. I'm gonna have to end my...
He does have to be destroyed for that to happen, thankfully. I will draw, and I think we can make something happen here. I'm going to banish a light and a dark.
Oh, that's gonna suck.
It's not that bad. It's Chaos Sorcerer. Calm down. Get rid of the Joan.
Oh, man. Yep. There she goes.
And I can't attack, so I'll pass. Go ahead.
Draw for turn.
It was... Honestly, if I didn't have an out to this Joan, this would have been a disaster.
Oh, that's not...
Joan was also good because of her 2000 defense, so like 0 gravity isn't that like great of an out to it, where usually that's a good way to take care of the high attack monsters.
That's true.
And it's a light. It's a light.
It's a light monster.
Thankfully, I banished it, so
I'm going to, I guess, set a monster face down and end my turn.
Okay, I know you still have Gigantes in hand, so I just need to be mindful of that. I'll draw. I will reveal Neobug in the draw phase and draw another card. I will reveal Mad Dog of Darkness and draw another card, and that's great. See, Heart of the Underdog is a great fucking card, Robert.
It's a really good card if you get the draws for it.
I just drew 3 cards. Like, that's so fantastic. Okay, so you have 1 set. I'm gonna have to start clearing things eventually. Let's run out a Berserk Gorilla.
Ooh, yeah, he's a big boy.
And let's go to battle. Let's hit with Chaos Orc.
Okay, it is a Manju of the 10,000 hands.
There's your light. That makes me a little bit scared. I'll hit for 2,000 direct.
2,000 is not comfortable. Whoops, that's 200. I'll go into 18.
I know 1 card in your hand is Gigantes, so like you need exactly Emperor, and even if you have Emperor, like it's not over. Like I'm not dead, so that's fine. So I'll just set 1 and I'll pass it over.
I'll draw for turn.
Oh, actually, I'm not gonna set this. I know you have Gigantes. I was trying to play around Energy Drain for some reason, and you don't even have a set card, so whatever. If I get punished by it later, so be it.
This is actually a kind of rough position, Alex.
Glad to hear it. I might force the game 3.
You might force the game 3. What's weird is I feel like attacking with the Balloon Lizard was actually probably a big misplay.
Really? What makes... Well, no, not necessarily. You just tributed off for Joan.
That's true, and ultimately that might have been something I needed to do no matter what.
Maybe. Hard to say. Like, to be fair, I could have just gone... So if you left your 2 things on the field, I would have just attacked Stealth Bird with Chaos Sork, and you just have Balloon Lizard sitting there like a moron, so...
Yeah.
It's like, it would have resulted... And Joan would just still be in your hand, so I don't know. I feel like it could have... I mean, maybe not, because then... I don't know. It's hard to say. No, I was going to say, you could have banished an Earth for Gigantes and tributed both for Joan, but you wouldn't have had the second Balloon Lizard engrave, so...
Okay, this is the most suspect use of this card ever done, but I'm gonna banish a light and a dark. And genuinely, I think Chaos Sorcerer would have been better in this situation.
To potentially remove a threat, I could see it, sure.
Because if I blow everything up, if you you just like draw a normal monster, I lose the game.
Yep.
Which
you know,
sucks.
actually, no, I won't have any cards in hand, so no. I need to just actually top deck one.
Yeah, you would need to top deck one. The odds would not be in my favor. There are a lot of good normal summonable monsters in this set.
Yep.
So I'm gonna
And you'd be on
have to-
750 life, so any monster would do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to swing into Chaos Sorcerer.
That is fine, so I'll take 7 here.
Okay. And then main phase 2, I really got a wall up. So I'm going to banish Balloon Lizard to summon Gigantus in defense.
Yep.
And I'm going to set a monster. And it's your
Wow.
go.
Just has to wall up with everything. All right,
Yep.
I'll draw. Main phase 1, we're going to start by smashing the Emperor Dragon.
Yeah, that's what I knew was going to happen.
Worst case scenario for you, but it's fine by me. Then I think we just keep it up. We'll bring out the Mad Dog of Darkness.
Yep.
Let's go to battle. I'm going to hit Mad Dog into Gigantes. This will wipe my back row,
It
but
will.
not much I can do about that. There goes 0 gravity.
Okay.
And which is with a Berserk Gorilla up, this card kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And we'll hit with this.
And there goes the bird.
There goes the bird. I figured you were desperate enough to wall up, so I didn't think I was going to need 0 gravity. So I probably should have done that order differently, but that's fine. Go ahead. buddy.
That's okay. Yeah, that's it. There was nothing I could do that game.
We survived Emperor. Unbelievable. All right, game 3.
Oh yeah, that was about right. That's much more what I was expecting this format to look like. Heart of the Underdog was a sick tech.
Yeah, we'll talk about it at the end. I don't want to give everything away, but I think that
Okay.
card's actually pretty good. I don't want to say it's the underdog of my deck, but it's pretty important. It's pretty important.
All right, I'm gonna choose to go first.
Okay,
Get my
this
extra
went
draw,
poorly
my
for me
extra
last
field
time,
presence.
so good luck.
Okay, I'm gonna draw for turn. In my main phase 1, I am going to set a monster and end my turn.
Okay, we'll draw. It's probably fucking Balloon Lizard. Like, there's nothing else it's going to be. It's going to be Balloon Lizard. What else could it be? You've been playing Stealth Bird. I don't think I've seen a Soul Tiger out of you yet. Just a lot of bad things. Just a lot of bad things. I think I'll reciprocate. I will just set a pair, and I'll pass.
Okay, I'm gonna draw for turn. Main phase 1, let's start trotting out Berserk Gorilla.
Sure. All right. This is a card.
It is a card. I'm gonna go to battle phase. I'm gonna attack into your face down monster.
It's my Soul Tiger, so now you get to take 100.
There it goes. Well, I'm about to start taking 100 damage every turn.
Yep. You're on the 79 turn clock at this rate.
79 turn clock is your go, Alex.
We'll draw. You didn't flip it, so I know it's not Stealth Bird because you would have gotten in the easy 1,000 damage there. Oh, now I have to deal with idiot Berserk Gorilla. Great. What do we want to do about that? I'm not gonna lie, Robert. I'm kind of scared of Guardian Angel Joan because I saw that last game.
She is beefy.
She's big. Yeah, she's really big. All right, I'm gonna set one and I'll throw it over to you.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Main phase 1, I am going to set a monster, and I'm going to go to the battle phase, and I'm going to swing in with the gorilla.
The fact he has to attack is so irritating.
It's pretty irritating.
Kind of want to clear it now. All right, I'm gonna 0 gravity.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So he dies instantly because he's in defense.
He does
Soul
die.
Tiger, funny enough, is an attack and is gonna live.
That's true. And I'm just going to end my turn.
Okay, let's draw. Main 1, we are immediately putting this back to defense.
This seems sensible.
I mean, I kind of want to start seeing what these sets are. I'm convinced this is Balloon Lizard. This could very well just be a second Balloon Lizard. Let's find out. I'm gonna bring out a Neobug.
Okie dokie.
And we'll slam into, hopefully, not the second Balloon Lizard.
It's a balloon lizard.
Yep, all right. Well, we tried. Second main, I'll set one, and I'll pass the turn.
I'm going to draw for turn. Okay. Main phase 1, I am going to... You did not want me to attack into that face down monster. There's a good chance that that is your own balloon lizard. I don't have any reason to believe you're running it, but that's the only thing that you would set in defense that would be destroyed by Berserk Gorilla and not by other things. I'm going to start off by normal summoning a Blazing Impachi.
Sure.
I'm going to go into the battle phase. I'm going to swing into this monster. Oh, and my balloon lizard gets a counter.
Yes, gets a counter. So that is actually my Gale Lizard.
Okay.
Thinking what I want to bounce. Blazing and Pachi's not a bad bounce. Balloon Lizard. I mean, I can't kill that either. I'm convinced this is a Balloon Lizard too. So, I mean, honestly, these are like the same card at this point. I don't know how much it matters. Okay, I'm going to bounce your Balloon Lizard that I know about.
Okay. Main phase 2, I'm going to set 2 back row and end my turn.
Interesting. You're sitting on that like the whole game. Fascinating. All right, I'll draw. Let's see. That's not bad. Yeah, we'll try. We'll bring up my own Berserk Gorilla.
Okay, he's pretty good.
He's pretty big. We'll hit in.
I will take 150.
150. And then I know it's a Balloon Lizard, so is there any point to attack it? I don't know. Having it face up means I could possibly like deal with it with a bunch of other cards. So maybe, I guess Berserk Gorilla can kill it. So I guess in that case, I might as well just pass. So go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Main phase 1, I am going to set a monster.
Could be anything.
Could be anything. And I am going to end my turn.
Okay, we'll draw. All right, let's go to battle.
Okay.
Let's hit into the Balloon Lizard.
It's actually a Soul Tiger.
Wow. Okay, so you
The
are on Soul Tiger.
Gameplay continues.
You are on Soul Tiger. Okay.
I am.
First time seeing it, so yeah, could have been anything. Okay. I'm still convinced this is Balloon Lizard. And for all I know, it's a second Soul Tiger. In any case, Neobug can't kill it, so there's no reason to really attack it. So with that being the case, I think I'm going to set 1. And I'll pass the turn.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Okay, that's going to be worthwhile. I am going to tribute off the card you read perfectly for a Ryukoki.
Okay, all right. At least it's not Joan.
It is not Joan.
Thankfully.
And I am going to go into the battle phase.
Yep.
That's a Gale Lizard. I want to get rid of it on my own terms. Yeah, I'm going to attack into it. Show me the Gale Lizard.
You've got 4 in hand. I haven't been doing much.
You've been bouncing back all my stuff.
Fair. It is fair.
And or killing it with gravity, or the lack thereof, I guess.
I'm going to compulse your Ryukoki.
I had the feeling that was going to happen. I'm going to trap jammer it.
It is in the battle phase. Yep. I guess I should have played around that, knowing you had that again. Okay. So that fizzles. It is freed the Brave Wanderer.
Okay. Just a light. That's what probably the best light monster in this set. I am impressed.
It is. Yep. It's pretty much the best. And it's still not even that good. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah. It's about gets Fuma sized.
Yeah. Great. Okay. That's kind of a problem. We go to battle. I'm going to hit into your Soul Tiger because I don't have a choice. Second main. How do I want to proceed here? Put my Neobug to defense.
Okay.
I'm going to set 1.
Okay.
And I'm going to set 1. And I'll pass the turn.
I'm going to draw for turn. I'm going to go to battle phase. I'm going to attack Soul Tiger.
Sure. So he goes.
Okay. Main phase 2, I am going to set a back row and set a monster, and it is your go.
Okay, we'll draw. I'm going to start by proceeding to the battle phase.
Okie dokie.
We're going to hit into your second Soul Tiger.
I did not think this through. I did not need to do that. I had a plan, and I was just like, oh, no, it's going to be fine. And then I just, like, didn't do anything with it.
Okay. All right.
There goes
Balloon
my
Lizard
Balloon
down.
Lizard.
Happy to see
Yep.
it. We'll go to
Gave you
second
a
main.
Free swing in.
Not bad. Second main. I'm going to flip Gale Lizard, bounce your Koki.
Oof. Yeah. To the hand it goes.
Do still have to deal with the Soul Tiger, so it's not, like, the best, but you can just sack it back out, and that would not be fantastic. I will set another card, and I think I'm just gonna... yeah, I'll put this Neobug back to attack. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I'm going to draw for turn.
Much different game this time. Much different game.
Definitely a different game this time around.
This is sort of what I was expecting of this set, not the first game.
Yeah, it's certainly...
We've got some gameplay
certainly
this
been
time.
an interesting one. Main phase 1, I am going to tribute Soul Tiger for Ryukoki.
Sure.
And then I just had a flash of like, don't do that in my head. Now I can't remember why.
It's your intuition.
It is my intuition. No, that still makes sense. I'm going to smash away the Neobug.
Okay. He'd be going one way or another, so that's fine.
And I am going to banish an Earth monster.
Gigantes.
And I'm actually going to, because who knows if you have Dimension Fusion in your deck. I'm going to banish a Berserk Gorilla instead.
Sure. Hey, that could matter.
And I'm
That could
going to
matter.
summon the Gigantes.
Sure.
I'm going to go into battle phase.
Okay.
And I am going to swing into Gale Lizard.
Swing into Gale Lizard. That would be 1,000 that I take?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll take the 1,000.
And it is your go, Alex.
We'll draw. That's interesting. Okay, let's fire the smashing ground that I was sitting on.
Had the feeling that was coming eventually.
I'm happy I had it. Gigantes is annoying. Does have the effect.
Set's really getting in my head. There's a lot of bad monsters and a lot of good back row.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Pharaonic Guardian conditioned me.
Yeah. I'm gonna go battle phase.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit.
I'm going to zero gravity.
That is what I was afraid of, so I'm actually very happy I did not do what I was going to do. Okay, so everything gets changed, but Berserk Gorilla dies because it gets shifted to defense, so it's effectively Sakuretsu armor in this case. Second main, 3 in hand. I don't know any of the cards in your hand, correct?
That is true.
Right, because everything I've bounced has been disposed of
Is
at
dead
this
now.
point. Yeah. Okay.
Nothing meets Gale Lizard and lives to tell the tale.
That's probably true. I'll set one and I'll pass to you. Go ahead.
Including me this game. I'm going to draw for turn. That's an interesting draw. I'm going to move Gigantus to attack.
Sure.
I'm going to normal summon Getsfuma.
She's there. Yep.
She is there. I'm going to go into the battle phase.
Okay.
I'm going to swing in with Gigantus.
Swing in with Gigantus. Okay. Well, this is probably good a time as any to use this. I'm going to activate Begone Knave.
Ooh, that is cute.
So I'll take 19 and Gigantus goes back to your hand.
To my hand goes. Do I want to keep swinging?
It's a tough call, right? You lose tempo, but you get damage in.
True. Yeah, attacking seems like the right move. I'm going to swing in with Getsfuma.
I'll take 17 and she's back to your hand.
To my hand she goes. And in the main phase 2, I am going to banish, a Soul Tiger. I'm going to summon Gigantus.
Yeah, the nice thing is you got plenty of Earths to keep fueling this, so.
Yeah.
It's not fantastic. I'll go ahead and draw, though. Go into main 1. Okay, so I know you have Getsufuma, 3 unknown cards. How do we want to deal with this board? Begone Knave makes things a little bit tricky. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to run out a Blazing Inpachi.
Okay.
And then I'm going to banish Berserk Gorilla for a Gigantes of my own.
Makes sense.
Then I think I'm going to pass the turn.
Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. That's not bad. That seems like the play. I'm going to go to battle phase.
Sure.
I'm going to attack Blazing Inpachi.
So take 50. Begone Knave bounces it back to your hand, but then you can just resummon it. So we're kind of just back at square 1.
1 fewer Earth monsters.
Yes, 1 fewer Earth monsters. Even though you have 3 or like 2, you have enough. You have enough that it's going to be a problem. I'm going to have to deal with this eventually, so I might as well deal with it now. I'm going to energy drain.
That's a lot of damage.
So I gain 1,000 to 2850.
2850, so I take 950 for this.
Yes. And then a couple things are going to happen. Your Gigantes is destroyed, so Begone Knave's going to go away. Do these form a chain link?
Oh god, you're asking me to figure out how the damage step works?
Yeah, this could matter too, because I don't know if Gigantes resolving blows up Begone Knave before or after it gets bounced, so we're going to have to figure that out. Okay, so through the power of video editing magic, in the next 5 seconds, Robert and I will be able to figure out how we think this works. We're not 100% sure, so, you know, anyone who's a judge can flame us in the comments, but basically, what we were able to figure out is Begone Knave, unfortunately, is an old card and does not have, like, current text, but Begone Knave, as far as we understand, activates in the after damage calculation part of the damage step and starts a chain. And so that would separately, independently activate before this Gigantes is actually technically destroyed and his effect will trigger. So one chain link will be the Blazing Inpachi gets bounced to my hand since I inflicted damage to Robert. Then the second effect, or rather the next effect, now that Gigantes has been officially destroyed and we are at the end of this all, Gigantes will use his effect since he was destroyed by battle to wipe the board and Begone Knave is no more.
Don't you love Yu-Gi-Oh?
Children's card game, ladies and gentlemen. Children's card game.
Children's
This
card
took
game.
us like 10 minutes probably to see if this
Oh,
is... We don't even know if this is right. Like, we could be wrong. This actually matters quite a bit. The other outcome was if This is a chain, actually, and both of these actions occur at the same time, which we don't think they do. But it matters because if Gigantes destroys Begone Knave before it resolves, Impachi would stay because it's a continuous trap, so that effect wouldn't linger on the field or anything. So, you know, if it comes down to it, you know, blame rulings as to why I lost the game. Anyway, Robert, you may continue.
Anyway, I don't expect that it's going to matter a huge amount. In the main phase 2, I'm going to normal summon my Getsufuma, and I'm going to set a back row, and it is your turn.
We will draw. What can we do? So you have the Getsufuma, you set, so that could be a lot of bad things, I guess. If it's 0 gravity, then kind of bad. Could be an energy drain of your own. Pretty decent. I've seen you play both. You're down 1-0 gravity. Both are common, so that doesn't affect any decision making there. And it could also just be a bluff for all I know. I'll go to battle.
Okay.
I'll hit with Gigantes.
Proceed to damage step.
Show me the energy drain.
There it be.
Okay, so we are drained. So you are going to gain,
600.
what is this? 600 to 23. So I take 4. Gigantes would trigger if you had anything to pop, but it won't. So that will go. And second main, that was actually kind of like the best case scenario, I think. Can run out a Blazing Impachi that you know about. If I run that out, what can happen? I lose to Monster Smashing Ground. Would you have Smashing Ground anything else I've had up until this point? I don't even know. This last game has been an eternity.
It has been.
This one's been a long one. So I lose to Monster Smashing Ground exactly. If it is, that's what you have. Isn't unlikely. You have 1 Smashing Ground gone. If you had 2 gone, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable. 20% still a pretty good chance. We're like halfway through our decks, so you could just be sitting on 1 this whole time. I'm gonna set 1, and I'm gonna activate Heart of the Underdog. Go ahead.
Okay. I am going to draw for turn.
Yep.
Main phase 1. There's a good chance that that's just your Blazing Impachi sitting there.
Or is it, Robert?
Oh, goddamn. I've only seen 1 Soul Tiger out of you.
That's true.
The chances at this point that you're running Balloon Lizard seem fairly slim to me.
I could have just not drawn them.
You could have not drawn them. That is definitely the case.
Until now.
Yeah, I've got to try for this. I'm going to normal summon another Getsufuma.
Sure.
I'm going to go into battle phase. I'm going to attack with my first one.
Blazing Impachi.
Okay, good. I'm going to swing in for 17.
I'll take it.
Your go, buddy.
Wow, that puts me at exactly 1,000 for fucking Stealth Bird. Are you fucking kidding me? All right.
I mean, I got to flip summon it.
That's true. You do have to flip summon it. We'll go to main phase 1.
At the graveyard.
Yeah, I just want to check something. Don't worry about it. You fool. You may have killed the first Blazing Impachi, but I have the second Blazing Impachi.
Second Blazing Impachi.
I'll
okay,
attack.
To the grave she goes, and I'll take a 150.
And I'll pass. Show me the Smashing Ground, buddy.
Draw for turn. It is not Smashing Ground, but it is something else that will take out your Blazing Impachi. Yeah, I gotta do this. I'm going to normal summon a Dark Dry Ceratops.
Oh, that's a good one too. 24 and piercing. God, this might be the end of it. Yep, sure.
I'm gonna go to battle phase and I'm gonna swing in.
Okay, so I take, what is this, 550 here?
Yeah.
It's a big one.
Or go, Alex.
I'll draw. I'll reveal a Soul Tiger for Heart of the Underdog and draw a card.
Okay.
I bet you're not. It's so frustrating. I will set and I will pass. Go ahead.
I will draw for turn.
Show me a monster.
Alex, what a fucking way to go. I'm gonna normal summon Stealth Bird.
Yep.
Here, go into the battle phase. I'm gonna swing into your monster.
You got it, buddy. Good game.
Oh my god. What a nightmare of an episode, Alex.
I'm so fucking mad. I don't have a dark. I don't have a dark. I couldn't. Actually, let me rephrase. I had a dark. It was in my fucking hand.
Guess That's what I was sitting on the entire game, Alex. Because
had
I
one
didn't
too.
have a light monster. You
You
know
had
what
one
light
too.
monster I did have? Fucking Guardian Angel Joan, which I couldn't stick a single second monster to use. God
What was
damn.
this?
Oh, it was Smashing Ground. I just top decked it.
So you had, you just top decked it. Okay,
Yeah.
fuck. Then I made, okay, so what I was thinking was if with the Blazing and Pachi turn, I didn't want to run this out when I had the Gigantes because I didn't want to lose to exactly, what was it? Zero gravity, right? Because you zero gravity everything, and then you summon the second Getsu, you kill both my guys, and then that's just like worst case scenario. So I could have summoned Blazing and Pachi there. The other play was I could have just gone for it and hit the Getsu, but I was so scared of just losing to Smashing plus Monster, where setting in Pachi, I guaranteed myself I wasn't going to die because I don't think there's any... Actually, that's not true. I think if you tributed 4 Dark Triceratops at that moment, I automatically lost the game. But that aside, it was just very unlikely I was going to not die. Maybe I just played it too safe. Like maybe I should have been more aggressive because I had to be more risky because I was just lower on life. And had I done that, maybe that would have actually helped because then you wouldn't have had the tribute fodder for Dark Triceratops. And then I would have actually been able to tribute this Blazing Apache for the Ryukoki to set up for the Chaos Sork. I mean, it's all hindsight, right? But
Definitely.
just
Anime Getsufuma takes out Ryukoki too.
right, exactly. Well,
Which
your
also-
Getsus would have been gone by that point, so
That's
I don't
fair.
think that would have been a big deal. But it's just the Smashing Ground. It's too common of a card, and I figure like I would rather just have a turn and not die. And I knew I had the Inpachi to take care of Getsu if you didn't do anything with it, but then you had the Dark Triceratops to follow it up, and that was just like a nightmare. So I don't know.
Oh, good. It was 3 cards down. That's good. I'm glad I didn't see it. And I was terrified I was going to see it because guess what? I got 2.
Great, fun.
But it was terrible. While I was deck building, I was like, is this even worth it?
Yes!
Because if you hit
yes, it's worth it. Yes, of course.
Because this is the thing. This card is dead until I have a light engrave. I have a grand total of 4 light monsters to my
And then
name,
it
one
wins
of
you
which
the
is
game
Joan.
when you summon it. Actually, that's not true. You technically didn't win last game, but
It
in
did.
most instances, it will win you the game.
If I have you below a certain number of life points, which would be difficult for me to get if you're on the aggro. And there were just so many circumstances where I saw you just like compulsing the Emperor or a Chaos. If you compulsed an Emperor or a Chaos Sork, I was just boned at
Fair.
any given point.
I guess,
Because I would have
but,
to
like-
trot out another one of my Garbo light monsters.
Yeah, for real. No, I mean, it's still, even just as a 3K beater that you can bring out
Yeah.
for free, like that alone is enough to play this card. Even if that was all it did and it had no effect, I'd still play it. Like, it's that good.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
Did you
I
get the
had
boy?
one.
Oh,
I had
that
one.
boy. Okay.
Oh, and guess what? I had the other boy too.
Oh, I'm so jelly. He's my
And you didn't
favorite
get to
card in the
see-
world, and I was so sad I didn't get one.
And you didn't get to see either one of them.
Nope.
Great. Yep. Yeah,
What a
you got
weird-
to see your Chaos Emperor 2 games.
I also
and, well,
got
to be-
I
no,
also
nothing.
got D-Mock, which I didn't, but I side decked.
D-Mock, I mean, it gets Smashing Ground back if you can summon it. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I have a grand total of 3 spell cards in my main deck, and it's a dark monster, so it's a 2-for-1 if I have Smashing Ground of the Grave. The only reason I could see running D-Mock was if you were on heavy chaos, and I just needed to start getting monsters. But that card is terrible in a simplified board state.
It's interesting because against a lot of the traps, though, it's actually pretty good. Aside from Compulse, against Zero Gravity, it's 2600 defense, so it stands up to it. Against Energy Drain, you're never going to hit over D-Mock with Energy Drain, typically. So, I mean, it's like, I think over Joan, D-Mock is better, but I know you played Joan because you needed a light.
I needed a light.
My only lights were 2 Sacred Crane and Freed. And then
Didn't get a single Sacred Crane.
I lost to this guy with Chaos Emperor, and he didn't get a single Sacred Crane.
Sacred Crane or a Mad Dog of Darkness.
I got robbed. That's unbelievable.
Honestly, the MVP holo here was absolutely trap jammer.
Yeah, and you know what? No, I misplayed not playing around this a second time. Like, the first time I can lose to this, but the second time this happened, like, I don't think it's acceptable for me to lose to this card, so I think I definitely misplayed that, because that was a very big turn. Negating it to stop the Koki, I think that was a pretty pivotal point in the game as well, so
I mean,
think
it's
you got
a
me
super
there.
rare. What were you supposed to do?
Right. Well, I mean, at least, like I said, the first time I accept losing to it. The second time, no, that's on me. so I take responsibility for it.
We wanted people to see IOC as nobody's ever seen it before, and
we delivered.
They sure did see it.
So let me explain the DD borderline. So the theory behind that card was there is no out to that card in this format.
No.
Aside from like Orca Mega, the Fortress of Darkness, if you're playing that, but whatever. Yep. I don't even think that even works because you might need Umi for that. But anyway, so the theory was if you didn't pull Chaos Emperor Dragon, I can just sit on DD borderline until I get my copy. And then by that point, I should have a smashing ground too. And our hands and field should be so clogged with cards that just dropping Emperor probably just wins me the game automatically. So I wanted to play all these slow cards like Stumbling and DD borderline to try to slow the game to a molasses pace so that way I could get to Emperor, which ironically across 3 games, I didn't see it at all, and then be able to just drop it and win immediately. Didn't pan out that way, but that was the thinking. And so after that game 1, I immediately sided all that shit out because that didn't work. And especially because I knew you were on Stealth Bird. I didn't know you were going to main deck this. I was main decking it as well as like the alternate way to kill you under DD borderline. But then you had it and that just completely fucked that plan up. I really needed you not to have it for that to work. Backfired heavily. So that was the plan. And then Heart of the Underdog. So I wanted to play this because my thinking was this is kind of crazy draw power in a format where vanillas are actually just good anyway.
Really, really good. Yeah.
But B, it also gets me closer to Emperor a lot faster and BLS at the same time. So I was thinking, this card is not bad. I was playing, I think, 12 normal monsters. I had 3 Mad Dog of Darkness. I had the Soul Tigers. I had Neo Bugs, and I had Blazing Inpachis. So, we saw in the last game, I drew 3 or 4 cards off of Heart of the Underdog, and I was thinking that way, I just managed to just always get more cards in my hand. So even if I'm behind, Heart of the Underdog plus just getting a vanilla is just like Pot of Greed at that point. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And if it gets us to a card we need, fantastic. So I liked it. I think this was definitely the all-star for me.
Yeah, that was a sick deck. You got a really cool monster lineup, and it was absolute bullshit that got me through to the end because my monster lineup was ass. I got, let's say, I didn't mean to do that. Anyway, I got no Stealth Birds, no Mad Dog of Darkness, 1 Neo Bug, 1 Hyper Hammerhead, which I was pretty excited about.
I got 0 of this. I'm sad I missed out on this. This card's very good.
Yeah, and that was my monster lineup as far as just generically good stuff. So I was like, you know what? I hope burning you down to just the threshold that wins me off of CED is gonna do it, because there's no other way I'm winning this game.
And it did in game 1, so here we are. Congrats, buddy. GG's. I'm so mad. I can't believe I didn't get to...
that perfectly skillful win that was absolutely only because I outplayed you, I've officially tied up the series, Alex.
You have, yep, and Ancient Sanctuary is next, so it will be the battle for Ancient Sanctuary and the battle for the lead once more. Things are heating up, Robert. This is getting pretty good.
Yes, it is. Man, we did IOC dirty today, Alex. I hope you're proud.
I'm not. I feel like I need to go shower after this. This was disgusting. So guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Sealed Showdown. We hope you enjoyed seeing Chaos Emperor Dragon. Once again, we have to shout the patrons as always, though. So big shouts to Shout1317, Moto, Sean Olling Jr., and Gayoko, Cameron Smith, Tim Zuzurx3, Ika Ironfang, Pony Starkey, and Musa, Michael Dente, Part 2, Dan the Manhoven, Synchro Guy, Ole, Mystic Walk, Sylvia Wild, Draconic, Dollywop, Logan, Thomas, Peter, Gregory, Thomas Elson, Cole T, Jordan Coons, Kelvin, Iron Bladesman, Pure H, Jesse Wood, True Nerdgasm, Brother Paul, Chris Hood, I Want to Suck MBT's Toes, Lumpy, Nehru Celeste, David Liu, Rockley 325, Yusuf Aslan 05, Lane Roger, Silent Agent 216, I Signed in Grand Maju and Salad, Sky Rose, Dylan Hunter, Brett Harvey, John 2 Base, Apathy Astro, Brody Eastwood, Dace Zero, Carlos CT, Flannel Daddy, Give Me Speedroid or Give Me Death, MBT's Hard Like, TC Gaming, Matthew Brady, and Edison Format. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we'll see you in Ancient Sanctuary.